The following episode will contain spoilers. You have been warned.
You're listening to Cinema IRL, the podcast that throws you into the movie and asks the question, what would you do? Prepare to shiver as we discuss Dead of Winter. Spoiler alert, when the protagonist is a fisherwoman, Amber and Scott may not be rooting for her. And now, Cinema IRL.
I wish I could switch places for just one day.
What would you do?
Put yourself in my shoes.
How do we handle this?
What would you do?
Put yourself in my position.
What would you do?
Now it's your turn.
I'm pretty sure that you may be one of the very few people that seem to absolutely dislike our main character. Like, enough so that I've never seen so many birds flipped at a main character.
Yeah, that's an Amber thing. So welcome, folks, to today's episode. We're discussing Dead of Winter. A widowed fisherwoman traveling alone through snowbound northern Minnesota interrupts the kidnapping of a teenage girl. Hours from the nearest town and without phone service, she realizes she is the young girl's only hope. That's actually one of the better movie descriptions I've seen in our app.
Yeah.
So she is out visiting, trying to find this lake that she hasn't been to for a very long time, since 50 plus something years since she went on her first date with her husband, who is now deceased.
I mean, in fairness, it was snowing.
I had flashbacks to living in Alaska when I saw all the snow and the ice and the roads and a hard time opening doors. And I had some PTSD going on there from winters.
I'm just going to immediately start with the what would you do? I'd pick a better day. I'd pick a better day to do it.
Yeah, you could. I understand why she was out there, and we don't realize this toward the end of the film, is she is out there to spread her deceased husband's ashes, and his last wish was that he was spread at Lake Hilda, which was the place of their first date. So we don't realize that until later in the film. But yeah, just because he died or just because you got the ashes of the wish doesn't mean you have to, do it in the dead of winter.
Yeah,
dun, dun, dun.
Well, I mean, you probably want to do it when there's ice, because I think that was a thing. But maybe not in the middle of a snowstorm blizzard type thing that makes
it
so
wasn't a snowstorm blizzard, because there was plenty of times it wasn't snowing.
Well, it was bad enough.
You're bad enough. Okay.
Oh boy, see, we're now going to start having a theme with these.
Sorry. So she gets turned around, she gets lost, and she winds up stopping at this house saying, "Can you point me toward Lake Hilda?" And she has this encounter with the guy, and she sees some blood on the ground and in the snow, and he says, "Oh, it's from a deer." So she goes on her merry way. She finds Lake Hilda, and she is going to go ice fishing.
Was she going to go ice fishing? In retrospect, was she? Or was she just there to scatter?
She did have the house in the back of the truck and the ice house.
She did have a pole out at one point. So
yeah,
I
to
guess
dig a hole.
Ceremonial.
So while she's out on the lake getting set up, this girl starts screaming, and this guy's running after her saying, I'm going to get you, don't you run, shoots toward her and makes her go back off into the woods. So I'm not going to give you a play-by-play, but long story short, this man and his wife have abducted this girl who had tried to take her life. And
apparently multiple times.
Yeah, and the woman in this duo, and apologies, I cannot think of her name, and what I'm looking at does not have her name. People's names weren't used very much. There was basically the bad couple, the abducted girl, and Barb, our fisherwoman. So long story short, the woman in the couple works at the hospital. She realizes this girl's tried to take her life, and apparently she has a failing, what was it, kidney or liver? Liver. And she is going to abduct this girl who's basically saying, I don't want to live anyway, according to her, and she's going to kill her and steal her liver and then find some doctor who's going to give her a liver transplant.
I mean, it's a little sus. You're kind of circumventing the system there.
Yeah, you think you at least might want to make a deal saying, hey, if you are going to off yourself, can I have your liver? And maybe, I don't know, try and work out some sort of deal that way. But they have abducted this girl, and they are going to set up a surgical table on the lake to cut into her, take her liver, and then drive off somewhere to meet this doctor. And Barb interferes with her whole, I'm in the area. Oh, wait, what's going on? Oh my gosh, there's a girl in the basement. Let me try and save her. And chaos ensues.
Yeah, Barb had good intentions. She
was pretty resourceful.
She was resourceful, but not bright.
What do you mean not right?
Not bright.
Oh, not bright. I didn't think she was dumb. I thought she did a pretty good job.
Listen, I think it was smart of her to write in the window to communicate.
Yeah,
I
the
thought
girl
it
was in the basement, and she wrote a message saying, I will be back, I promise. I'm trying to help you.
It was dumb to leave that message up on the window.
Yes, what the heck? So I thought that same thing is like, wouldn't you smear that out? Get some snow and wipe it off or smudge it or something? Why would you leave that up as evidence that you were there? But the worst evidence is that she left behind a mitten.
Yeah, if you're going to leave behind a mitten, then I guess, no. She, you can't leave clues like that when you are already suspecting a high level of crazy, because often with crazy comes paranoia, and all you need is for a paranoid person to have evidence of the reasons to be paranoid.
Okay, so while you were talking, I did want to get the people's names, and I said I didn't really remember their names because I don't recall them being used. It's because they were not being used. The woman of the couple, her character's name is Purple Lady, and the husband is Camo Jacket. So
Camo Jacket and Purple Lady?
Yes. So that's not on me. That's actually on. I didn't remember characters' names because they really didn't have
So are we just
any.
referring to them as Perp and Camo?
I guess you can. The young girl who was abducted, her name was Leah. But yeah, so they didn't even have names. But this whole movie is based on Barb trying to save Leah and the maniacal and very disrespectful Purple Lady trying to make sure that her husband, who has gone through all kinds of stuff in this very crazy day, and she wants her liver. So first, what would you do? Or next, what would you do, since we were talking about the window? You are dying and your liver is failing. Do you abduct a girl who's tried to kill herself and try to steal her liver? Kill her and steal her liver.
Okay.
That's a yes or no answer.
I mean, it's not.
It's not?
It's not, unfortunately.
Oh, geez.
Because this is one of the first what would you do's I started thinking about. I don't think it's clear cut in this one.
You would abduct someone and kill them to take their liver? I mean, yes, the excuse that Purple Lady gave was that she was trying to kill herself anyway.
Just call her Perp for short.
Okay, Perp. But I still think consent is a thing.
Well, here's the thing. The girl did try to kill herself apparently multiple times. Like, this wasn't a one-time deal.
Yeah, and you have that right, but someone else doesn't have that right. That's why there's different words for this, suicide versus murder.
Yes. The idea here is that if she's of the opinion that this girl's going to succeed eventually, and probably sooner rather than later, then her death could either save me or not save me. Pick one.
But abducting someone, tying them up in the basement, and then, I don't know, just using your primitive, I've been working in a hospital skills to use a marker to basically put a big X on her stomach.
Well,
you're going to cut her open.
She did say she had 10 years in an OR, so.
Yeah.
And the truth is oftentimes, I mean, I don't know if she was a doctor or like a nurse, but I can tell you a lot of nurses are every bit as capable as doctors, especially if they have the type of experience. So she probably could have performed the surgery. I mean, it's a little harder if someone's squirming, but
yeah, and she was Perp was injured at that point. Her husband had pretty much been taken out of the picture at that point from everything that had happened to him. So she's hobbling along trying to do the surgical procedure.
So Barb's little plan there to throw them off, that was nice.
I don't know what you're talking about.
When she basically did the whole like mouse, like cheese in a box.
What are you talking about?
When Camo fell in the hole.
Oh, yeah. She was trying to take both Camo and Perp out, and she led them to believe that she was in the little ice hut on the frozen lake.
Well,
and she had dug a hole so when they got close, they would fall into the lake.
I think she knew she wasn't going to get both of them.
I don't know what she knew, and neither do you.
Oh,
Why do you always think you know what the characters are thinking? First of all, they're not real. I always have to tell you that things in movies aren't real.
What Barb was thinking?
Yeah. You said, I'm sure she was thinking she couldn't get both of them.
Yeah, because if she got both of them
Yeah.
and they couldn't do much, they're probably done from hypothermia like right there. The only way that they're probably going to survive is if it's only one of them, and then the other one can do something to keep that person alive long enough to get back to the cabin.
What does this have to do with anything?
When she went to the cabin, the first thing she freaking did was take anything that could produce heat.
Yeah, that's pretty smart.
Or
You were saying
blankets
she
or
wasn't, and you said she wasn't bright. I thought that was pretty smart.
It was smart. I'm just saying that she apparently her intelligence level varied based on the situation.
I didn't have any questions about her intelligence level.
But yeah, she took matches. She threw water on anything like gas stoves to put out pilots. She tore down every curtain, anything that could have been used to wrap around somebody. Now, that said...
And she put all that stuff in water, too, so you couldn't
No.
grab the curtain.
She didn't, she didn't just take it down. She made it unusable.
Yeah.
And put out all the fires in the house so that the house itself was cold.
Yeah, that was pretty good thinking on Barb's part. So what would you do?
But he didn't have any other clothes?
I mean, Perp made it clear that was her grandma's cabin, so... I mean,
you just come with one?
Everything was cobwebby and dirty, like that place had been abandoned.
I don't know. I bring a second pair of clothes.
Really? You're going out to steal someone's liver and you're going to be like, I should pack a change of clothes.
You know what? You always got to be prepared.
That's kind of weird. So what would you do if you were in Leah's position? Leah, who had tried to take her life several times and for whatever reason was not successful, and now you're abducted, and ultimately... toward the end of the film, you realize, oh crap, she's trying to steal my liver. Would you just be like, okay, well, Jesus, take the wheel, whatever it's going to be, can be? Or
I mean, here's the deal. When did she really have options? Like, she really didn't. She tried to get away. That didn't work.
Well, I meant more from a mental standpoint. Like, obviously, I think even if you have been suicidal at some point, I think if someone else is taking that decision away from you, it's basic instinct to fight back.
I mean, obviously, I'm constantly thinking about what can I do to get out of my situation and what can I do? Because it's like one of those things where you have to pick a point. Now, she doesn't know what's going on, so she's just trapped. While she's down there trapped, means she can look around, but she's probably not going to find anything. And like if they are just going to kill her down there, then she was
tied up. She couldn't really look around. She was tied to a pole.
Yeah, I mean, as long as she's tied to the pole, she's screwed. As soon as she's not tied to the pole, that's when you're just kind of trying to catch someone off their guard.
I mean, and what would you do if you were Barb? You've seen what's happening, and you're out in the middle of nowhere. She tries her best. She finally finds a CB and uses that, and guys come out and they basically, we'll take care of it, little lady, and then they get killed. And she is doing a remarkable job, but considering it's 2 hours to the nearest town, you don't have a lot of options. Would you still keep fighting to save Leah, or would you hide in the woods trying to save yourself?
I think at a certain point, your conscience is going to involve you whether you want it to or not. Like, I know what's going on here. I feel like if I don't do something, I'm probably a party to murder. So I guess I'm going to do something. But so here's the thing. After the two guys got killed and
yeah, the two guys that came in after she used the CB. And
Perp is putting shells towards her head in the vehicle.
Shells toward her head?
Yeah, like put a cap in her ass.
Oh, Barb was waiting in the car as the two guys were
Yeah, and
handling
Perp
it for
was
her.
shooting at her.
Okay, and also, too, just for some context for folks who haven't seen the movie, she was called Purple Jacket because she had a purple ski vest on the entire time.
Yes.
So, Purple Lady Perp.
And you would think that they would give her a name, but we're calling her Perp. So the fifth shot from the gun, which if you know you've only got 5 shots, I might be a little more selective.
Yeah, she did just kind of like bang, 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 bang. And it's like whatever she got, she got. And I'm like, you know, you have 5. And after that, this lady's got a rifle and you got nothing. So
And this is something that happens in movies a lot. And I think it is stupid. And it's actually something when we saw One Battle After Another that I forgot to bring up. But
Okay.
I'm kind of going to bring it up here. Barb absolutely had an opportunity to neutralize Perp.
How so?
When Perp went down after getting shot in the ankle, like, she was down for a bit. Barb was up. Barb went for the far rifle.
Mm-hmm.
Don't go for the far rifle. Go for the near one.
Oh, the one that Perp was
Yeah.
crawling toward.
Perp is down. You go over and you kick Perp. Or you kick her gun
Okay, so
away.
what would you do is you would continue to try to disable Perp and then take the gun that was closest to Perp.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And it's like with one battle after another, when he found the guy in the car,
Found the guy in the car.
after you know, when the guy shot the other guy in the face and his car was upside down,
Yes.
lockjaw or whatever. Like, if I'm Leonardo DiCaprio, I shoot him right then and there just to make sure. Just because, like, I have a gun, I'm going to shoot you because I need to make sure you're dead. Because I don't want to see you again. So he didn't neutralize him.
Well, and that's also foundational to any horror movie is never assume people are dead because they never are. They're always going to come back and get you.
Yeah. Always neutralize when possible. And don't...
Neutralize is a sanitary word for kill. It feels like it. I'm going to neutralize him.
Well, I mean, it doesn't have to be. If you could tie them up or whatever, like, you could neutralize however you're going to neutralize, but you need to make sure they're no longer a threat. And that might mean putting a cap in their ass or handcuffs or whatever it takes.
Yeah, I'd stay away from the butt. I'd probably put it somewhere where it would actually do some damage if I was going to neutralize somebody.
I mean, I'll tell you this. When Barb had a chance to kill Camo and didn't,
Yeah.
I would have killed Camo. You never would have had a chance to beg for your life. You never would have. The second I've got a shot, I'm taking it. Like, period. Because that's the thing. Like, as soon as somebody shoots at me and it is clearly wishing me the worst of harm.
I don't know that Camo shot at Barb. He pulled her out of the car when she was trying to talk to the guys on the CB, and he was soaking wet and frozen because he had fallen in the hole that Barb had created in the lake. And then in the fight between the two of them, she stabbed his foot with a hammer. So at that point, he's bloody.
That's like an
and
ice pick.
He's got hypothermia, and he just wants to get to the hospital. And she says, okay, well, you know, if you stop at the police department and then go to the hospital, I'll let you go. And I'm like, wow, that's expecting a lot from a man who's dying. Is like, can you run an errand before you go to the hospital? I didn't feel like that was actually going to happen.
Yeah, no, he's never going to get to beg for his life because he's dead.
Also, too, the injured foot was the foot that he would have on the gas pedal. And I thought, if the nearest town is 2 hours away, he is not going to have the physical capability in a foot that has just been impaled to push the gas to drive 2 hours, was my thought.
Yeah.
What would you do? If I was going to do that and I was in Barb's shoes, if I was going to let him go and get medical assistance, I would go and saying, okay, I will drive you. We'll go to the police department and I'll take you to the hospital. And I would go too. Because, yeah, there's something bad going down and the nearest town is 2 hours there and 2 hours back if you get help. But what are you going to do on your own?
No, once you have been a party to someone who is attempting to end my life, whether directly or through your wife, and this, you know what, this just goes to anyone out there, if you ever attempt to kill me, you'd better get the job done, because as soon as I realize that, I will have no problem doing anything in the world I need to do to neutralize you.
Neutralize!
I mean, don't get me wrong. If I can, like, not actually kill you, but injure you and send you to jail.
Yeah, like if you can handcuff someone to something. But, even when you do that, and again, back to horror movies, is you think you have secured the bad guy, but they get away. And you come back to check on them and, they're gone. And then you're on the defense again.
Oh, yeah, you're not handcuffing someone and walking away. Like, that's it. Like, if I'm handcuffing you, I'm watching you with a gun pointed at you until whoever comes to get you comes and gets you.
Yeah, and that was the unfortunate part here is nobody was coming. It was a cabin out in the middle of nowhere, 2 miles away from the nearest town. Nobody was coming. So when you're in that situation, you either stay and you try to help, or you take an opportunity to leave. And she stuck around, and she was able to save Leah, but she died as a result.
Yeah, and that's...
So what would you do? Would you put...
That was stupid. That was downright effing dumb. Like, her last act, her second to last act was stupidity. Her last act was opening the box so the ashes could get out, which, yay.
Yeah,
But listen, at that point, you see Leah out, and you see she's upright. Okay.
Yeah, she is escaped.
You're both you and Perp are kind of laying down, sort of fighting.
Neutralize Perp.
Yeah, you've gotten her down. Like, listen, if you're Leah and you don't immediately come over to help Barb, then you probably should have had your liver extracted anyway, because you're that big of a piece of shit.
I actually did expect Leah to... Because when initially she got out, she could have run over and intervened.
Well,
but very quickly within that moment, Barb drug
that's
down into the water in the hole, and they both went down and drowned.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. At that point, you don't need to do that. All you need to do is stay in a neutral position with Perp long enough for Leah to get over there, which should have been literal seconds. Because Leah... young girl is probably going to have at least as much or more strength than Perp.
Yeah, everyone else is injured at that point.
Yeah, and between the two, I mean, I don't think it would have been too difficult to...
it's an interesting concept of if you needed some sort of organ transplant, what lengths would you go to survive? That's really the basic premise of this film.
I mean, obviously you get on the organ transplant list, but you also know that's...
Yeah, and there's so many variables, people who have more severe, people who are younger, people who are older. I mean, it's not a, you're next in line kind of a thing.
Well, yeah, and also it should be noted that even if she has 10 years in the OR doing liver, or even if she was working on livers, particularly for some reason, and she knew how to do that, it doesn't appear as though they did any actual medical testing on her. Like, you have to test for, like, blood types and all sorts of things, or else...
Maybe that came from her blood records or hospital records.
The recipient's body will just reject it. Maybe.
I mean, I think if you're doing something like that, I don't know. She worked at the hospital. She probably had access to the records. This is all obviously hypothetical on our part of trying to assume what happened. But it's...
Yeah, I'm just going to say...
even if you're 20 on the transplant list, people...
Two. You can be number 2 on the transplant list. Hell, you can be number 1 on the transplant list and get screwed because they don't just come up. Someone's got to die.
Yeah, and then sometimes someone in better need or a better match or something like that. There's just variables.
Yeah, so I'm... Listen, I hope to never have to be on this or deal with that situation. But the likelihood that you're going to go black market and get it done properly, real freaking low. I believe as Camo called it, quote, batshit.
So, yeah, as you mentioned, Camo, Perp's husband, that would be my last what would you do for you is your wife she has a failing liver. She's obviously in physical distress because of this. Her nose is bleeding all the time, and she has this crazy idea of abducting or wants you, Camo, to abduct this girl so you all can harvest her liver and then go to some shady doctor and have him put it into you. What would you do if you were Camo? Because not only was she asking him to do things or telling him to do things like, kill Barb and abduct the girl and set up the camp, she was really mean about it. Like, she was really mean to him. What would you do if you were Camo in that situation?
We don't know if she was just having a bad day because her murders weren't going well or what. But, assuming a reason... again, what would I do if my wife wanted that? So if you wanted that.
She was mean before things started going south.
Oh, we don't know what happened before that day. We have no idea.
Yeah, she might have spilled her coffee or...
But if you are coming to me and saying that, and I'm going to go abduct somebody, and I'm going to do exactly what Camo did. I won't do this for myself, but I'd do it for you.
Thank you.
Listen, you're going to have to ask me to do it.
Okay.
And I'm not going to like it.
Well, she told him.
Well,
I'm not asking.
Get
that girl, tie that girl up, get her, neutralize them.
That is going to have to be your request, but I won't do it for myself, but yeah, I actually would. And I don't even question that for a second.
Thank you.
We hope you enjoyed our episode. Thank you for listening. And to catch all the new episodes, please subscribe. We release 2 to 3 episodes weekly, so we'll have new content regularly. Until next time.